Thank you for taking the time to listen to this workshop regarding COVID protocols to ensure the safety of all Alvord students and staff. We will continue to work together as a community as we navigate through the ever-changing conditions while also following the guidelines of Riverside County Public Health. This workshop will walk through some of the documentation and notifications that you may have received regarding our policies for students in regards to ensuring minimized contact.
At the beginning of the school year, all families received the COVID-19 parent notification letter. This letter provided a summary of information on steps to monitor your child's symptoms at home each day, return to school requirements, and close contact steps of action. This workshop will review sections of this letter to provide any possible clarifications. To begin, you will hear from one of our Alvord nurses regarding the monitoring of your students' symptoms and symptom improvement.
Welcome to a new school year, Alvord families. My name is Sarah Mann, and I am the Health Services Department Chair and one of your district nurses.
Hello, my name is Melody Mendiola, and I'm also one of your district nurses.
We at Alvord Health Services recognize that parents and guardians play an important role in mitigating the spread of COVID-19. We are requesting that you screen your children before school each day, and if they have any signs of illness, that you please err on the side of caution and keep them home and contact your school site. Please ensure that your children are fever-free without the use of fever-reducing medications such as Tylenol for 24 hours before allowing them to return to school.
We are also asking that if anyone in your household tests positive for COVID or is awaiting results from COVID testing, that you please keep your child home. Please remember, if one of your kids tests positive, the siblings will have to stay home from school, and we are asking that you contact each child's school attendants.
We at Alvord Health Services understand the magnitude of information you are having to filter through and make sense of, and we want to thank you for the hard work you have put in as parents and caregivers to help slow the spread of COVID-19.
Thank you.
Next, we will be sharing safety measures Alvord Unified School District has in place to support the safety of our students and staff.
Every classroom throughout the district has been equipped with an air scrubber. Air scrubbers are medical-grade air purifying systems that absorb air, passes the air through HEPA-grade filtration, and recirculates clean air throughout the room. Air scrubbers actively purify all day while staff and students are in the room. Air scrubbers can purify all the air in a classroom in under 15 minutes. Plexiglass shields are provided to all students in classrooms. Students work within their designated area for added protection during instruction. In addition to hand washing stations, sanitizing stations are located in buildings throughout the Alvord district, near doors and throughout campuses for staff and students to use. Alvord has replaced all mouth-to-spout drinking fountains with water filling stations. Students bring their own bottles to receive filtered water, eliminating an additional potential contamination opportunity. Water filters will be changed annually. Next, we will share with you our return to school requirements as referenced in the COVID-19 parent notification letter.
If your child tests for COVID-19 and the test is positive, before returning to school, the student must isolate for 10 days from symptom onset or test date, remain fever-free for 24 hours without fever-reducing medication, have symptom improvement, and call the Alvord Health Services Clearance Clinic at 951-509-5033 for return to school procedures. If your child tests for COVID-19 and the test is negative, before returning to school, the student must remain fever-free for 24 hours without fever-reducing medication and have symptom improvement.
With all safety measures in place, students may still come in close contact with others throughout the school day.
Close contact is defined as being within 6 feet of an infected person for a cumulative total of 15 minutes or more over a 24-hour period of time. On August 22nd, Alvord Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Alan Muserino, provided a quarantine guidance flowchart of current practices. Please refer back to this message or your site administration if you would like a copy of the flowchart in English or in Spanish. Another key term referenced in multiple documents is modified quarantine. While a student is on modified quarantine, they may continue attending school on site. A modified quarantine is during a period of 10 days, which students are asymptomatic and test twice weekly. During modified quarantine, students are excluded from participating in extracurricular activities. If your child has close contact with a confirmed COVID-19 case and is unvaccinated and asymptomatic, and both parties were wearing masks indoors, your child may participate in modified quarantine. They may attend school, remain asymptomatic, continue to appropriately mask as required, and test twice weekly during 10-day modified quarantine period, and refrain from extracurricular activities, including sports. If your child has had close contact with a confirmed COVID-19 case and one or more parties was not wearing a mask indoors, your child will have to quarantine at home for 10 days from date of exposure. If the student is asymptomatic and chooses not to test, the student is quarantined for 10 days. If the student is asymptomatic and tests after day 1, 3, 5, and 7 from last exposure and test positive, they need to remain home until cleared by Health Services Clinic, which you can call them at 951-509-5033. If a student is asymptomatic and tests after day 1, 3, 5, and 7 from last exposure and tests negative, quarantine may end after day 7 if individual continues self-monitoring and follows recommended interventions through day 14 from last known exposure.
The last section of this letter states the requirements for a student who is vaccinated and asymptomatic.
If your child has had close contact with a confirmed COVID-19 case and is vaccinated and asymptomatic, your child may attend school and does not need to participate in modified quarantine.
If your student has been identified as an individual with close contact, you will receive a phone call from the school and will be emailed a letter sharing information regarding COVID-19 close contact procedures.
Safety and continuity of learning continue to be a priority for Alvord Unified School District. Alvord cares about our community and will continue to align our systems and practices as recommended by Riverside County Public Health. If you have any questions, concerns, or clarity on next steps, please reach out to your site administration.
For more information, please visit alvordschools.org.